Hi everyone, this is Dear Expat Podcast, and here with you today. And every day of this podcast is me, Julia.
And me, Paulina. Okay, so today we want to talk about our life before in immigration. Our previous podcast was about money. It's not about money, it's definitely about feelings. So maybe reflection will be more okay here. I have 10 criterias, and we just need to say our mark for that from 1 to 10. So don't forget to like and subscribe to us, and let's start. So, first one, let's do it quick, is money. I think it was 8 and now it's 5.
For me, I think it was 5 and now it's 6.
Okay, good for you. Social connections, friendship, new people, and everything like this.
I think for me it was 6 or 7 in Moscow. It's 7 now.
So, nothing changed?
Yeah, I mean the amount of friends that I have, and like even some of them immigrated to the same place, and some of the connections I made along the way. And I think it's just because of the age also became easier for me to meet new people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel even a bit better now, except of course I miss people that I can't see now.
I think it was 9 for me, maybe 9.5. Actually, I was feeling myself really well with my social connections. I had a wide social circle. I have like people everywhere. I don't know. I can go to, maybe it's like, dreaming about pasts, but I think like every Friday or Saturday I can go to the bar and a lot of different bars and meet someone who I know and who I knew and have like small talk with them. And I have very good circle of close friends. And now I just haven't seen two of my girls for the last 3 years. And it's really hard for me too. But yeah, so it was like 9.5, and now I think it's about 7. I have my circle here, but I don't think that I already have so close friends as I had before. And I have a really small social circle. I'm not good with it because my circle is Russian speaking. It's all about like medias or something about, around medias. And in Moscow, it was a lot of like different peoples with different careers, different interesting journeys, and like life ways. It's not the same here. Yep. Work and ambitions. What about your career goals and your feeling about yourself as a business girl?
Okay, I think that it was 7 or 8 in Moscow, and it's 6 now because like back then I was again younger and my career was moving very fast and I really liked it about it. Like every half year I felt like a new person professionally, and I really miss this velocity of the change and like this idea of if you go with this pace you can like reach very high levels. I think that for the past 2 years I feel kind of stagnating, even though I think it's not true if I look at it objectively, because there are some other types of the skills that you learn that are not so obvious from the like LinkedIn page or type of achievements. But yeah, like subjectively, I kind of feel a bit like doing circles at the same level, and I'm waiting for it to breakthrough. But it's not too bad because like in terms of the geographical positioning, I'm in Europe, and it gives me still this sense of more opportunities. That's why it's like 6 and not 4.
And it was
8.
8 and 6. I think it was for me something about 8 because the 21st year was the best for me from my job. So I think I was reaching all my goals in that year. It was really good with money. It was really good with my TV career in my channel and TV career somewhere around. I got my podcast like it was one of the best for iTunes rating. Now there's not iTunes rating, Apple Podcast rating in Russia anymore. So I think it was like about 8, but it was like going to 9. So I had a lot of ideas and expectations of myself. Now there's zero expectations, but it's not so bad, I think, because I think that you're working kind of business. I'm working on media on my language. So it's a big chance to have a work actually when in immigration. So I think it's about 7. But now I'm not, I think, ambitious as I was at all because now I just want to have more money. Maybe I want to do something new, but it's not like I think everything was about ambitious in my life before, and now it's not. So I think it's like 8 to 9, and now it's 7. Mental health and anxiety.
That's interesting. I'm not sure, actually.
That's okay. So,
Like, I think I've had different kinds of anxieties back then. Well, okay, generally, I think that now it's worse. I would say now it's like 7. In the beginning of this year, it was at some point around 3. So now it's like, yeah, good.
no,
And
I'm not sure that you are understanding right. It was no anxiety.
oh, no, yeah, no, I was thinking about
Ah,
mental
like mental
health.
health.
Yeah,
Okay.
in
So
general.
now it's 7, it was 3. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and in Moscow, I think in best periods it was like 8 or 9. I was feeling like good, everything was going well. I discovered therapy and stuff. Yeah, now it comes and goes in waves, but the anxiety level is higher. Well, I said previously that it's like I think past episode,
Hmm.
same but different. But it was about money, but like about my life in general, now anxiety is definitely much higher than in Moscow.
Really? Anxiety is higher now?
Yes, because of this, like sense of unpredictability of your physical positioning. Like because we live on the temporary residence permit, and like this just idea that you have to prove that you can reside in the country. For me, it's something very like disturbing as a sense. I don't know, for me just like having a home is a very important thing, having like something stable.
I don't think that you're exceptional here, actually.
Yeah, no, of course, but I think that there are some people who, for example, live like a digital nomads.
Do you have these people in your circle? I don't.
I do. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're strange.
But like for them it feels normal. Maybe
Okay.
for them it works better, but for me like it's something very stressful. Like the level of stress that you constantly have, and that's something that contributes to your anxiety definitely. And here in immigration it's just soars until maybe you settle, get a passport and stuff.
I think my mental health is much better than in Russia, like much, much better, actually. Because I think that all of my ambitions and social circling and parties and all this stuff was a big spending on my mental resource. And now I think I got something from discipline. So I got my therapy years ago. I started, and actually now I'm on pause because I think that now I'm not sure that you need to be in therapy like 10 years. I think it's really strange. Okay, it's not really strange, but I think that it's okay to use someone for your money to put a part of your mental weight for, but I think it's very important to like rebuild your life without it too. As a normal doctor, you can go to your doctor like every week. And now I think I'm not so anxious than I was in Moscow, but also it's connected that I don't feel myself safe in safety way because of my work. I'm a political journalist, so it was much harder for me. And I think the first half of 2022 when the war started and I had all these problems with my safety actually. So I think after that I feel myself much more safe here and less anxious. So I think it was about 6 and now it's about 7
Like level of comfort, like
of mental health,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay.
your freedom. How do you feel yourself in your country, like in your words, in your clothes, in your appearance, like feeling of freedom?
Oh, that's, I think that it's now 8, and it used to be 5 or 4 even. I mean, I'm definitely feeling more like free in terms of like what can you say, where can you say it, like if you look out for the context or not, like people around you. So it's definitely like a part of the political environment in the country that we've immigrated from to the one that we live in now. But it's also, I think, about the way that I perceive myself and like the way I feel comfortable expressing myself. I feel like in Moscow, I used to be really like self-conscious about my image, and I felt like a lot of social pressure. I like that part of it maybe wasn't even real, but I
Definitely
was,
was 20. What about social pressure you're talking about?
well, I just, like you have this idea that you have to please everyone and that you have to be like good in the image of like literally every person that you meet.
But it's not about immigration, not about, I think it's about your
Yeah,
ages.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's because in Moscow I was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling much less comfortable expressing myself. I was just like still looking for who I am, and immigration. I think especially because I've also at first immigrated to like 1,000 countries. I lived in Turkey and in Italy, and it made me much freer as a person. So I think that's like. Now I care much less of what other people think, at least like the strangers. I can totally like ignore it, and just being myself became much easier. So yeah, like now it's solid 8.
And was?
It was 4.
Okay. Your routine, like
And,
cooking.
but what about your freedom?
Oh, I didn't say anything. I think it didn't change a lot because I was kind of public figure in Russia, so I was working on independent TV channels. So I was telling all what I want about politics, money, LGBTQ plus people, like supporting them, and all this stuff. The time when I couldn't do it anymore, I changed the country. Maybe I feel myself a little more comfortable, but it's not about freedom. I think it's about like appearance and worrying about women's appearance in my country, in my home country, in our home country, and here. So maybe I feel just a little more relaxed in my appearance now. But actually, I'm looking not so good as in Russia, and I think the one of the reason this is this social wanting or not wanting for you, like from your society. Yeah, so I think it was like 8, 9. So okay, maybe now it's 9, but I don't think that I have some problems with it in Russia too.
I have no doubt of it.
So your routine: cooking, cleaning, grocery, bureaucracy, and transport. I don't know why this is the one category, but like your routine, I think we can call it, like adult stuff.
Okay. I think that actually my routine is now pretty much the same as in Moscow. I mean, the commuting time to work is the same. I have my apartment, my kitchen, I can cook. So it's yeah, I think like 8 and 8. I mean, I would want some improvements here and there, but I think it's for this stage of my life, I'm pretty much comfortable. I cook my own food. I know now the shops around my like city where I can buy good tomatoes, where I can buy good cheese. Like, what is the market schedule? I go there every weekend and I buy like flowers or some fresh fruits. So, yeah, I mean, I know my way around the city. I don't stress at all about going somewhere. I do it like on autopilot. So, I think it's definitely not waiting on my like mental resources that I spent, and I'm pretty comfortable in the routine that I've built.
So the mark?
The 8 and 8. I mean, it
Oh,
was
I see.
8 and it's 8
Hmm.
now, so it just feels the same.
I think I had no routine in Moscow actually, so I didn't clean at all. No, not at all, but I think everything was cheap, like all services, like cleaning service, and I wasn't cooking pretty much at all. So I was buying something from grocery store, like ready meals and all this stuff, a lot of deliveries. So I think actually I can understand how can I compare it, but I think that time my routine was like 2 from 10, and it was great for me because it means no routine. Now I spend a lot of time to my routine, all this cleaning sheets and all this stuff, no services or really expensive, and actually expensive and not really good. So I think now it's I don't know. I think I'm talking about quantity, not level. I don't know. It's hard. So, okay, I can measure how much time it takes. So it was 2, and now it's 8.
But are you comfortable about having like this routine in your life?
No, I think nobody needs to spend so much time for this stuff. Like, I don't know, the situation when you can pay for your cleaning and cooking, like with restaurants and ready meals, is great because you can do much more important stuff actually than this. So that's why men in men in a big world can earn more and have more ambitions and all that stuff because they have wives. And I sure that if I have wife, I had much more money and much more work results actually. Because when you spending so much time and so much like your head space for that, like it's hard.
I have to think about it, like how much actually I spend time on it because, well, cooking I enjoy. If
Yeah,
I
yeah. Like cooking is your hobby, and actually, I'm pretty okay with cooking. But cleaning and all this bills and all this stuff we need to do like every month and every day,
no, that's true. Yeah,
it's a lot of time.
yeah.
Feeling as home, like, do you feel as home than in Moscow and here? It's interesting because I born in Moscow, so it was my home, and you changed town, so
Yeah, I think for me, I lived in Moscow for 5 years before immigrating. I came there at 17. And I think that, like, after around 2 years living there, I became like, I started to feel myself at home there. I grew really attached to it. So I think it was like 8 to 9.
it was in
Yeah.
Moscow. Uh huh.
Well, probably eight because, like, the apartment wasn't mine and it wasn't perfect, but like in the city I felt very like comfortable. And now it's well, I think it's also around 8. I grew really attached to Amsterdam and Haarlem. I know them very well, and I like my apartment much better because I furnished it myself, so it feels more at home. But like the idea that I might have to leave it in half a year and look for something else is a bit restraining. But I think that actually, if I managed somehow to buy there an apartment, I would feel like 10 out of 10.
It's interesting because I've never changed towns in my home country. Do you feel this change, like from Novgorod to Moscow, as migration?
No, actually not, because I think that, well, many things are similar. It is definitely a big change, but still, because many of the like parts of your life, like the currency, the bills, the health insurance, the systems, they are the same. So it's like, well, of course, Moscow is like different. It's bigger. It's a lot of new things, like new people at first, but you get used to it, I guess, faster.
Hmm.
So with like after the first year of university, I spent summer in my hometown, and then I came back, and I was like, oh, it's so good to be back. Like I'm already
Mm,
like here at home. Also because you have like university and like the whole your whole life is already built there. So it's a much swifter change for me.
mm. So my home feeling was like 10 out of 10, and I love Moscow. I had a lot of opportunities to change Moscow and country, and I've never wanted before and never wanted when I did it. I think now it's about 7 for me here in Amsterdam, and I think it's big mark for me because I think it was five couple months ago and 3 year ago. So it's a really hard process for me, still a really hard process. But now I am on my, I don't know, like first good marks, like 6, 7. So I think it's a good feeling. But I'm not sure that it could be more than 8 actually, like maximum. So
because it's not your home country.
yes. And if we're talking about like home, not like a really great place where I could live and build my life. Yes, I think the highest mark for this kind of place is 8. It couldn't be 10.
So you like your feeling of home is pretty much tied to the history or like your childhood.
To the culture, I think the
Mm,
most.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
interesting.
yes, culture. I don't think it's about like, it's a little bit about like earth, like territory, because I'm
Like
Russian.
literal soil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think much more it's culture. Yeah. And it's hard for me that I can't understand culture here.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that I was much trying to, but still, I don't feel it. Okay, I don't feel it. Your language and like expression yourself.
For me it was well, I guess like 9, and now it's 6 or 7. I mean, for me, it's yeah, it's really uncomfortable not to be able to jump into the conversations easily.
Jump.
Jump into. Yeah, because I mean, here, thankfully, a lot of people speak good English, but it's still not the same as when you like go around the city and you understand every sign, you understand every like beat of the conversation that people are having, like in the local markets and shops. It's definitely something that I miss. I do try to learn Dutch, so I am able to comprehend, for example, when they have announcements about some rail strike or something like that. So I grow more and more comfortable in this environment language wise, but it's still, first of all, like some effort. So it's not as easy as it with your
Hmm.
native language. And then, of course, my level is like way too low for feeling free and like comfortable in this environment, because even expressing myself in English, I think I feel like 8 out of 10. So with Dutch it's like 4, so it meets somewhere in the middle around like
So it
7.
was 8 or 9.
No, it was
It was
9.
9.
Yeah.
Now it's 6, 7.
Yeah.
I think the same for me. I think I couldn't express myself like 10 out of 10 because it's not only about language, it's about your feeling and all this stuff. Now I think it's 6, 7. I'm trying to start learning Dutch one more time. I'm okay, but not very well with my English. But I totally understand that my English personality is the different than my Russian personality, Russian speaking personality. That's why I think it's 6, 7. And I think I'm not sure that I really want to express myself. So in Russia, it was one of my highest ambitions, like to express myself, to show myself, everyone. Now, I don't think that like, I need to. I don't think that I want to like be with a lot of people. So I'm not sure that this in this part of my life it's very important for me. So maybe it's important in part of my life, but not like in Russia. So the next one is people and your attitude with to them, your relationships with them. And I think it's not only about your like close connections, but like feeling of people in your place.
I feel that now it's like 7 and it used to be 5, because now it's I feel that people are friendly and probably I assume people to be of a good attitude towards me, even if we don't speak. Like I just expect people to be positive towards me because like they smile at you and like they greeting you with well intentions. I don't know, but like because of the language barrier and the cultural barrier, I still don't feel exactly like comfortable because I feel some distance between us. Also maybe because of the Dutch culture of being more like kind of reserved. And back in Moscow, even though we've shared the same culture with people, it kind of felt more hostile. I don't know, like I would assume people to be of different like views and life perspectives compared to me, and I would expect them to like say rude things to me in the public transport and like stuff in the situation of like occasional social encounter. Partially, of course, it was much different when you went to like these nice coffees or like bookshops, when you know there is a certain type of people who hang out there and you feel completely like comfortable and in your place. But like in general, it was kind of, I guess, more hostile, even though like you are all the same nation and stuff.
It's funny when I was hearing you, I thought that like Amsterdam, okay, the center of Amsterdam, feels like this great cafe with bookstore, not a fancy one, but like with good books,
Yeah,
with good coffee, with good pastry, and I think Amsterdam feels for myself. It's not, yeah, it's not fancy, but it's like really cozy place.
yeah, yeah, like intelligent vibe.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's fun. So it was.
It was 5 and now it's 7 because of the cultural difference.
It's interesting. While I was hearing you, I thought me and you, I think we were working a lot before and now. And actually, 90% of our connections are work connections. And the same thing was in Moscow, actually. I think that I feel safer with people here than in Russia, definitely. Not only from my work, but that's why I use much more taxis than public transport. Because when it was dark outside, I was afraid to use buses, for example, and just have a walk from bus station to my place. It became much better. But I think that I don't feel so connected to people. And it's not only about language, it's about your feeling of yourself and feeling of place. So I think it was 7, 8 cause of safety. And it became 6, 7 cause of wanting and culture. So I'm not sure that I like really want to connect so deep as I want before. I'm not sure that I want to have the social circle that I had before. I'm not sure that I want to have some small talks with everyone. Maybe because in Moscow it wasn't really common and small talk was something fun. And now small talk here is so common thing that that it doesn't mean anything for everyone. So yeah.
Yeah, might be actually. So funny, like for you, culture kind of overweights safety in a broad sense, and for me, the other way around.
Yeah. And actually, the last category, and I want to talk about maybe a little bit more, it's like yourself. How do you count yourself before and after? And I think that because of these previous 9 categories, I think that you had much more increasing than decreasing than myself. And it's interesting because I was thinking that this is common knowledge that immigration is easier when you're younger, and maybe when you immigrate like around your 20s, it's a little bit, maybe not easier, but it's like more opportunity that you immigrate in your 30s. So, what do you think about this? And what do you think about your mark?
Yeah, I think that for me it was definitely much easier because of the age. And like if I were to like explain it in one like sentence, I kind of feel bigger in many like ways. Like of course, like I got older, maybe I even gained like a couple of kilos, but it's mostly about the fact that I feel that my experience of immigration kind of widened my perspectives and it enriched me as a personality. I feel like I became more interesting, and because of that, I feel myself more secure and like self-confident. And at the same time, I also feel that some of the self-conscious thoughts that I've had growing up, it was much easier to let go of those because like the distance between the context when you've experienced it and the context where you live now, it's like so big, so it's just easier to forget it. I feel that now, like of course I have my other concerns because of my personality of an immigrant and like my preservations about not knowing language is good enough, or like not knowing this like political systems or like business environments well enough. So I kind of still feel like an outsider. And I used to feel as an outsider like in school, and also like for most of my Moscow life as well. But now I just feel like I have more capability to deal with it because of the experience that I've had, and it makes me more like self-confident. And I also feel much better actually about the way I look, which is I think also important in your like self-representation in general, because like here it's like you see more different types of people, and as you've mentioned, like the social standards for the female appearance are much like wider. You see more representation. Yeah, in general, I think I feel myself at 10. There are days where I feel like 5 to 6. And back in Russia, I would say 6 to 7 at
You
max.
feel yourself like 10?
No, no, no. Now I feel myself around 8.
Around 8.
And there are
Okay.
days when I feel like, of course, 5 to 6.
Oh, yeah, it's normal.
Yeah, and
It's
then
period,
in
so
Moscow it was more around like 6, 5 if you count like my early years of
mm.
living there.
I think this is the hardest category because you don't know what to,
What to include?
yeah, and what to measure. Because I think I'm looking much worse, like really much worse than I was looking in Moscow. I think my life is not so interesting, not so wide, not so open, not so unpredictable in a good way. Like,
Well, you've just crashed the party last Friday. Don't forget it.
but it wasn't the special occasion in my previous life, you know? And I think my work was more visible in my previous life, and all my friends and family were okay. I don't I don't feel anything good about my new appearance, but maybe I think that I became much stronger, but I don't show that I need to be stronger. It's not, it's so plain life, you know, like,
Like you don't
yeah, and, like I have a lot of hard decisions, a lot of hard things, and I don't feel like I'm getting any prize for it, you know?
yeah, like you don't like the strengths, like how do you apply it living like a normal Dutch life? I agree, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. And I don't know how to measure it still for these marks. So maybe my life was like 8 and now it's 6. But it's pretty good mark, right?
It's above average,
Yeah.
like above
Yeah.
the middle. Yeah.
So I think it's interesting if you're still listening to us. It's really interesting to count all these marks and to compare this like a middle mark.
Yeah.
What was it? And now, like, not for us, I didn't put it in my phone, but you can do it by yourself at home. And I think it's really interesting to make this observation like every year, maybe every year of immigration, and actually every year for your normal life. I think it's really interesting
Yeah,
to.
because I think it's also, of course, changes with ages and periods. And I also think it's kind of funny that, like, most people actually immigrate for, like, a better life. But if you, like, look at it from all those perspectives,
Mm-hmm.
I think that in many ways you would find that, like, your middle is, like, lower. But maybe, yeah, also maybe, like, I think if we were doing it, like, first year of immigration,
Oh,
it
forget
would be, like,
it.
losing all the
Total
way.
disaster, right?
Now it's like I think it's averaging. So let's see, maybe like in 5 years.
Yeah, maybe, but in 5 years I'll be 37, so I don't want
In
like to
five
live.
years of
I
immigration,
don't
like
want to live my best ages like from 30 to 40, like in these average marks, like to do a lot for them. But also, I didn't live for a better life.
that's true. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I
Yeah.
live because I need to live, so that's why. But thank you for hearing it, and maybe we shouldn't do this in this rainy day, because I think that day it means a lot of things too, like not
Yeah.
only period but everything. So write for us all your ideas for experiments and your letters too. Please be with us, support us, and write everything for us. It was Julia.
And it was Polina. And thank you for staying with us. It's Dear Expats, and we see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.